Hello everyone, welcome back to Business Central Musings channel. Today we're going to continue our research on what's new with Business Central 2024 Wave 2, and the topic for today is performance profiler, and more specifically scheduling a performance profiler. Let's get going. So the new topic about scheduling a performance profiler is here under what's new for 2024 release Wave 2, and it is somewhere under development. Set up easier in-client performance profiling with schedules. And of course we're gonna look at how we can create a schedule, but I wanna recall everyone that we had, let's call it an ad hoc performance profiler, even before introduced in, I think, 2 releases ago, where basically if you receive a phone call from one of your clients saying, hey, when I post a sales order, it takes forever to post, or any other sort of performance issues received from the customers, the performance profiler, let's call it the ad hoc performance profiler, existed since I think 2023. The way to start it is by going to help and support, the question mark, then help and support, and then analyze performance. By clicking on analyze performance, the system will open up a brand new browser window, analyze performance, and let's see if I can show it to you. Is this one? So what's happening is you're gonna click on start, and the system will start the performance profiler. And then the next thing you do, you go to your other window and try to basically run the same process that you encounter slowness or performance issues with. And what I did, I created a page extension that will just go through a big loop, and I'll show you the code a little bit later. After the loop is ended, and we're spending some time in that loop, and we can stop it. And as you can see, the performance profiler stopped, and we can see what extensions have been, what code was executed during the start and the end of the performance profiler. And not only that, we see, okay, so base application was one, and time waster was another one. Time waster is my extension. I'll show you the code immediately. It's something very easy, very simple. The other thing we can do here, we can find details of what code was executed by turning on the show technical information. And in here, if we look at time waster, we can look at the call tree, and we see that on open page there is a trigger on a page extension that is extending basically customer list page. We spent 328 milliseconds here, so it tells you exactly where most of the time was spent in. So we see some time spent on workflow management, which is a code unit in the base application. Then it's our page extension, part of the time waster application, and then we can see the base application, again approvals management. Now let's go to show you the code. So the code that's wasting time is in a page extension for customer list page. And what we do is something very simple. 100,000 times we're going to find the first customer and the last customer, and we know we're in the loop because we saw the message in and the message out. That's it. That's all the code that gets executed when we open the customers list. Oh, we're gonna run. So to get started with Performance Profiler Scheduler, from the global search, type schedule, and there is a link here, Profiler Schedules, and I created one, but let's create another one, and we turn it on, so it's gonna start. It will run from 4:43, which is the current time, to, let's say, 4:46. It will run and it will measure the performance of this session, of this user. We can measure activity in the browser, or we can measure a background task or a web service call. So depending on where you have the performance bottlenecks, use that type of activity. We gave it a name under the description, and we should see now two schedules. The customer list page, so we can trigger that inefficient code, and this is executed. Now we go to our schedule, profiler schedules, and the one I created is here, and let's see if we have any profiles. And we can see we've got some profiles here. One of them is for customer list, and if we open that profile, we see that one of the extension is the time waster extension, which is our extension, and we can show some technical information about it. Our extension is here. It's milliseconds, 437 milliseconds. The rest of the applications are part of the platform, the base application system, and dynamic GP historical data. We can look at time spent by application, and we also see our own open our customer list spent 437 milliseconds. And if we look at the call tree, we can also see in the call tree that two extensions used on open page and spent some time on it. One is the Dynamics GP historical data, and the other one is my extension time waster. So that's how we identify which extension and which code in each extension is responsible for bad performance. So once again, we run an ad hoc analysis, an ad hoc performance analysis with performance profilers. From the search, you run performance profiler and just run. You start the analysis, and then you go and replicate or execute the code that's taking longer, and then you come back in the performance profiler and you end, and then you're gonna get the measurements of what extension is responsible for the inefficient code or the slow code execution. And the other one is profiler schedules, where we set up a profiler, we schedule a profiler and the profiler is based on, let's click on manage and have a look again. We have it starting at a certain time, ending at a certain time. We gave it a name, and then we're targeting one of the users, and we're targeting the activity in the browser. We could have targeted the background task or the web service calls, and then there are some other information here on how frequent we're going to sample and record the performance, how long the performance profiler data will be kept in the system by using one retention, existing retention period in the system, and then how long is one profile going to take, and that's 500 milliseconds. That's it. That's what's new about Performance Profiler in Business Central 2024 Wave 2. Hope it helps. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.